Hi, this is Kendra from Pencil and Pigment, and today I'm doing my Art Around the World, which I do every Tuesday. And for the month of July, I'm doing Antarctica. And today I wanted to talk about a very specific artist. Now, last week I talked about the Art in Residence program in Antarctica, and I kind of wanted to do an artist spotlight today about someone who's done Antarctic art in residences. Now, this woman, her name is Karen Romano Young, and this is her webpage. And she is an artist, a writer, a deep sea diver, and polar explorer. She's a mother, she's a grandmother, she's a dog lover. She's absolutely lovely, and I'm going to show you why. So, in 2010, she started doing a sort of homanical doodles on an icebreaker Healy in the Arctic. But in 2018, she sailed off to the Palmer Station in Antarctica from March to May. Now, I'm doing her webpage for a very specific reason. I'm not printing all these out. There's many of them you're going to see. In 2019, she was an artist at sea in the Amundsen Sea in Antarctica, where she covered the International Ocean Display Program from January to March. So this is my favorite thing about why I wanted to talk about her today. She does a weekly comic called Antarctic Log, and it's hashtag Antarctic Log. And this comic focuses on polar research, on worldwide climate change. I'm going to link her comic gallery, her website, all her social networking, including, Amazon. She has almost 30 children's book publications. And here is her Antarctic Log comics. They're sort of grade level, elementary to junior high-ish, and they take only a couple minutes to read each one. They're informative, they're about the continent, they're about the tech, the sea life, climate change, different scientists, and the history. So I'm just going to click on one and make it bigger. And this is about racism in science, which needs to be discussed and talked about. And here they are bigger. So I'll keep going with the spread because there's so many of them, and they're all absolutely lovely and wonderful. So she's also doing another comic that she's working on, and it's sort of a multimedia initiative. It has its own separate webpage, and I'll link to that. And that one uses comics, audio, writing, text, photos, and it invites kids to explore science and to help visualize themselves, how they can get into the science field too. And that comic, it's on the webpage right here, and it's called I Was a Kid, iwasaKid.com, and it focuses on scientists and about them when they were children. And what that kind of does is it helps kids visualize how they can get into the science field too. It helps them see themselves in these scientists, see people that look like themselves, and it's very, very important for children who don't always have sort of a clear view and know how to get into the science field, to see representation and see different paths and struggles that have been overcome. Here's one about Greta Thunberg right here. Here's a pilot whale. Here's what coral wants. It's tons of good information. So, and I'll link that too. So she has sort of teacher's ideas. There's a lesson plan on her webpage. She's written a great article on Science Friday on how and why to get kids to create their own science comics. And I'll link that article because If you are in the education field, if you're homeschooling, if you're a parent, if you're a grandparent, it's a really great how-to article to get your kids to do fun science comics too, which is just a great thing for not just science, but literacy and art and creating and being creative. So she is such an inspirational illustrator and writer, and she's on a bunch of different social media platforms, social like networking platforms, and you can follow her there, or you can follow the hashtag #AntarcticLog. She posts weekly. She does presentations for schools and conferences. You can hire her out. You can hire her as an illustrator for your science expeditions and explorations. I looked at her calendar. I wanted to see kind of what she was working on and what she was doing. She just finished doing stuff for the American Library Association. So she does talks at libraries, expeditions, news broadcasts, museums. She is all over, constantly working, constantly getting the message out about art and science and the importance of both. And it absolutely warms my heart to see an artist utilize their amazing talent to give back to kids, to educate adults, to spread important messages about science, about climate change, about how we can be scientists, you know, how to inspire the next generation to become scientists. And I just think that's absolutely incredible. And as you can see, there are so many of these comics. There's tons of them, and they're absolutely wonderful. The illustration style is so fun and inviting. It sort of reminds me of like old school sort of Magic School Bus with the fun education, the bright colors. I mean, this is complementary colors. You have the orange and the blue. They really pop and stand out. Things about ships. I mean, there's something in here for all kids' interests, whether it be about the technology, about boats, about, you know, the animal life there, and just all the different things. I mean, she has some of the policies and politics of the different agreements and treaties with Antarctica, helicopters. It's very, very cool. This is such a fun weekly comic. I highly recommend that you check it out. There's like a poster she's put together. There's all kinds of things. If you want to support her or look into a bunch of her science books, let's see. Let's go and see what books she has. A Girl, a Raccoon, a Midnight Moon. She has Antarctica, the Melting Continent, Space Junk, Whale Quest, Shark Quest, Mission Sea Turtle Rescue. It's a bunch of stuff about oceans, about the Antarctica. It's absolutely phenomenal. I love seeing art transform and educate and just move into other fields to get people excited and enthused. And if nothing else, it's just an amazing art style that's so fun. It makes you want to read these comics. These are just really, really, really cool. All about diving in Antarctica and the gear you need. Just little fun tidbits, quick takeaways that can engage all different reading levels and education levels. So much fun. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you check out some of the links. Check out Karen Romano Young. She is phenomenal. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.